According to the National Institute of Building Sciences, NIBS of USA, they define BIM as a digital representation of physical and functional characteristics of a facility. So if you have a structure, if you have a building, the digital representation of that physical building or the real building in the virtual form is what is called building information modeling. Not just the physical formation, but the functional characteristics as well. Okay, so um, uh, the uh, the building information model you have, the 3D model you have, it's not just ordinary 3D, but in BIM, it is supposed to be a twin representation of the real building. Okay, so that it's like creating a digital twin of the building you are going to be built. So everything that is going to be in the building should be in that model that you have as much as possible. The American Institute of Architects, AIA, also defines it as a model-based technology linked with a database of project information. So the model is there and it is inundated with database of project information. Okay. So BIM seeks to create, that's building information modeling, seeks to create the reality of the building in a virtual form. Okay. And it's also a single file that contains all the project's data, such as the real properties of the materials. Okay. So if you pick something like a wall in BIM or in the building information modeling software, uh, you see the properties of the wall. It's like the real properties of of a wall in real life. Okay, so you can look at properties like its mechanical properties, like the thermal resistivity. You can see its U value and those other stuff. They are just the same as you have in real world. It ought to be so that we'll be able to now, so that it will be a true representation of the building on the ground. Okay, so not only the properties, but you also have components in the model representing the same as we have in reality. And then the quantities, the spatial representation, everything is just intact, just as we want to have it. So that is building information modeling. So let me sum it up. Building information modeling is the software for modeling. Simple as that, in its simplest form. So example of building information modeling software are like Revit, like ArchiCAD. See, those are the building information modeling software. The only thing is that Autodesk controls about 60 to 70% of the BIM market globally. Okay, so when you look at the BIM market, Revit is actually on top with several mileage in terms of usage. Okay, so everybody is just moving towards that. Almost all the respective technologies are moving in that direction, and that is it. So the building information modeling is the software. Don't forget that the building information modeling is the software. Example of that is Revit. Okay, so sometimes in place of BIM, that is building information model, I'll be saying Revit. Okay, or sometimes in place of Revit, I'll be saying BIM. So understand that building information modeling is is a modeling software. Okay, so that is it. Now let's also talk about the building information management as well. Great. So building information management, which is also BIM, is the process of designing, constructing, and operating a building with the use of electronic object oriented information. So, the electronic object oriented information is the model. So, you can't do building information management without building information model. That's why earlier I said the two are interlinked. So, the building information management is more about information sharing, collaborating. Okay. And so usually you will hear project managers, construction managers talking more about project information or building information management because their information is collaborated, information is shared during the construction process so that every professional on the project have access to that same database of information that everybody's having. Okay, so that is the building information management. So the building information management is actually a cloud-based management system for collaboration. Example, the common example that everybody that is common on the market is BIM 360, which is also a product of Autodesk. BIM 360. So it's a cloud-based platform on which you mount your building information model on, and then it is shared amongst the professionals. So it doesn't matter where you are. The architect could be in Ghana, the structural engineer will be in maybe in India, the electrical engineer will be from France, the interior designer could be from South Africa, the plumbing specialist could be from Mexico, or I mean anywhere across. And with the help of the building information management software, it makes it easy. It makes it very very easy for the projects to be done or to be executed. Okay, and then when it is shared on that platform, what happens is that everybody is given privileges. Okay, so then the architect can say, okay, you can only view, but you can't edit the model. You can only link it up and use it for your project, but you can't manipulate or you can't edit it. Okay, so privileges are set on that building information management system, and that helps in the collaboration process. So I believe you now understand the two. So the building information model is the software. The building information management is the cloud-based management system for collaboration. Okay, so that is the two. And the building information management to be successful, you need a model mounted on it and then shared. So the management is a cloud-based management system for collaborating, and then the building information modeling is a software. I hope you got a difference. Okay, great. So thank you. I'll be seeing you in the next lesson where we'll be talking more about the history of BIM and then level of BIM maturity. Thank you.